You know, I do think we interfere much in what other countries do. And a lot of our attempts at regime change. In fact, the success of this of the State Department in achieving regime change is terrible. I mean, so there's all this effort spent, all this money spent trying to affect regime change in various countries, but failed in Cuba, failed in Iran, failed in North Korea, failed in Russia. Where were the successes? But a lot of people died, and a lot of money was spent, but no, what good has come of it? With other countries, a lot less.
My name's Luke. I'm a local liberty lover who lives just across the river. Basically, everything that we care about is dependent on a single federal election to, for lack of a better word, be unacceptable. So, what I and some colleagues of mine have talked about is decentralization and localism, specifically nullification at the state and local level of the federal Leviathan.
Yeah.
At the state level, the 10th Amendment Center has done great work. The basis of nullification is the 10th Amendment, the idea that no power is...
I agree the federal government should get off people's backs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And do you believe that nullification is a viable path forward to getting that done?
Well, I can't speak to whether that is would legally stand up or not. I mean, but I think if there's an executive branch, and we also need to try to win the Senate and the House, but if there's consensus that the federal government should do less and restore power to the states and to the communities, which I think should be the case, then I think we can make that happen. Yeah.
My name is Edward, and one of the really great things about going to these rallies are the people that you meet. Tuesday at the J.D. Vance rally, I spoke to some young students, and they wanted to be healthcare professionals. And the hardest thing for them to deal with was the financial obligations of doing it, trying to get an apartment and everything else. And I mean, I went to Germany, and college is free over there. So there's no one in the world that can tell me that America can't do it better. Well, can you help those Rileys of the world out, please?
Well, I think that there are a lot of issues with college education. It's gotten very expensive because the administrative portion of colleges and universities has grown dramatically compared to the educational portion. So you say, like, how much is actually spent on teaching people? Very little. So I think that you've got these sort of administrative groups that far outnumber the actual number of professors, and like there isn't actually a need for college to be so expensive. It should be far less expensive, but the sort of bureaucratic creep and the administrative burden have grown dramatically over time, and that is what has caused college to be so expensive. It doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. But there is, I mean, if we do sort of make college free, we have to be careful about that because then it's open season for wasteful spending at universities. And like however bad it is now, it's going to be even worse in the future. I think we need new universities to compete with the existing ones, because what actually matters is how good is your education, not how much was spent on administrative BS. I also think that like the value of college education is somewhat overweighted, and I think it's too many people actually spend 4 years, accumulate a ton of debt,